Hi guys, it's Dawn here again from the Eureka Springs Carnegie Library, sitting outside enjoying this great weather, reading like I hope you are. I'm hoping that you're enjoying our summer reading program so far, that you're recording your minutes, you're earning some book bucks, and that maybe some of you appreciated my ideas last time about chapter books that you might enjoy. Last time I focused on fairy tales and fantasy type novels. This week I decided, things going on in the world are a little crazy. I needed something that was funny, something that would make me laugh. And I hope maybe you feel the same way. So I chose some really funny chapter books this week, full of humor, full of great characters that I think you'll enjoy. So to start off, I have a chapter book that's connected to a book that Miss Mary is reading aloud. She's reading James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. Well, my first book here, one of my favorite funny books, makes me laugh every time, is also by Roald Dahl, and it's called Matilda. Now, Matilda is a great character. She's very funny, but she's super smart. Really smart with reading, math, pretty much everything. Kind of a little genius. Matilda's problem is her parents. Her parents are awful. Awful. She frustrates them, they get annoyed with her, they're mean to her, mainly because she's smarter than they are, and they know it. So Matilda begs and begs to go to school because she knows that she has more opportunity to learn even more and get away from her parents. And when she finally convinces them to let her go to school, unfortunately, she meets someone even worse, Miss Trunchbull. Miss Trunchbull is the headmistress, which is like a principal. Oh, there, do you hear that bird? The principal, Miss Trunchbull, is mean to everyone. She hates children. I don't know why she's at a school. Here's something that she said to the class to give you an idea of how Miss Trunchbull is. "It makes me vomit," she went on, "to think that I am going to have to put up with a load of garbage like you in school for the next 6 years. I can see that I'm going to have to expel as many of you as possible as soon as possible to save myself from going round the bend." She paused and snorted several times. It was a curious noise. You can hear the same sort of thing if you walk through a riding stable when the horses are being fed. "I suppose," she went on, "your mothers and fathers tell you you're wonderful. Well, I'm here to tell you the opposite, and you'd better believe me. Now, stand up." Wow, she's not a nice lady. But the great thing is, I will tell you, that Matilda gets her revenge on Miss Trunchbull. She saves some of the other students from Miss Trunchbull at the same time, and it all ends well with a lot of laughs along the way. So, if you want to read about a great character, funny, horrible adults, check out Matilda by Roald Dahl. Another one of my favorite humorous books is part of a series. In fact, it's a new series, and it's a great series for some of you that are just beginning to read chapter books or who like graphic novels. So this series is the Narwhal and Jelly series. The first one in the book in the series is called Narwhal, Unicorn of the Sea. So Narwhal is a narwhal whale, and in this series, he meets a new friend who he doesn't believe is real because he's never seen one before, and that new friend is a jellyfish, who he then, of course, calls Jelly. So Narwhal and Jelly have a lot of funny adventures with different sea characters, or different sea creatures along the way, and Narwhal tells everyone that he indeed is the unicorn of the sea. So this is a really funny series, and the next one in the series that we have is called Super Narwhal and Jelly Jolt, where they become superheroes. So check out this series if you want to have a good laugh, meet some really funny ocean characters, and enjoy some graphic novels. And in fact, that leads me to the secret word. The secret word from this video is unicorn. So if you remember that secret word, and it'll earn you some book bucks. Unicorn is the secret word. Anyway, check out Narwhal and Jelly. Another funny story by an author I like, Neil Gaiman, has a really crazy title. The title is, unfortunately, The Milk. Now, this is a shorter chapter book. I love it because it's funny. It has some great illustrations, some quirky characters, but I want to read you the beginning of this so you understand what the title has to do with this story. There was only orange juice in the fridge. Nothing else that you could put on cereal, unless you think that ketchup or mayonnaise or pickle juice would be nice on your Toasty-O's, which I do not, and neither did my little sister, although she's eaten some pretty weird things in her day, like mushrooms and chocolate. "No milk," said my sister. Nope, I said, looking behind the jam in the fridge, just in case. None at all. Our mom had gone off to a conference. She was presenting a paper on lizards. Before she went, she reminded us of the important things that had to happen while she was away. My dad was reading the paper. I don't think he pays a lot of attention to the world while he is reading his paper. "Did you hear me?" asked my mom, who was suspicious. "What did I say?" "Do not forget to take the kids to orchestra practice on Saturday. It's violin on Wednesday nights. You've a frozen dinner for each night you're away and labeled them. The spare house key is with the Nicholsons. The plumber will be here on Monday morning, and do not use or flush the upstairs toilet until he's been here. Feed the goldfish. You love us, and you'll be back on Thursday," said my father. I think my mom was surprised. "What? Yes, that's right," she said. She kissed us all. Then she said, "Oh, and we're almost out of milk. You'll need to pick some up." After she went away, my dad had a cup of tea. There was still some milk left. We defrosted meal number 1, but we made a bit of a mess of things, so we went to the Indian restaurant. Before we went to sleep, Dad made us mugs of hot chocolate to make up for the whole missing of Mum. That was the last night. The last night of what? That's the end of the first chapter. So the story continues with Dad going off to get the milk. And while he's gone, the kids sit and wait and wait and wait. And when he finally comes back and they ask him about where he's been and why it took so long to get the milk, he has some fantastic story to tell them about what happens along the way with some very interesting creatures and features that you'll really enjoy and get a big laugh out of. So this is called Unfortunately the Milk by Neil Gaiman. Great story. And lastly, another series. As I told you last time, I love series because once I find a character that I like to know there's more in that series. One of my favorite funny series is Stick Dog by Tom Watson. Now, Stick Dog, if you look closely, is indeed a dog who is drawn like a stick figure. And the narrator tells you he has great stories to tell, but he's terrible at drawing. And so when he wanted to tell the story of Stick Dog, he could only draw the dog like this. His art teacher didn't think it was very good. She said all the dogs are going to look the same, but he said no, they won't. They'll all be different characters. He wanted to share Stick Dog's story and drew Stick Dog as a stick figure. Anyway, the story of Stick Dog, as he goes on to tell the actual story, Stick Dog lives in a little culvert, a pipe underneath a highway, but he tells us not to feel sad for him. That's the only life he's ever known. He doesn't miss having a family because he's never had one. He is comfortable. He has great things inside his home, especially things to chew on, which he loves to chew. And he has some really great friends. And one of the funniest parts of this story are his friends. So there's one of them, whose name is Poo Poo. Another one of his friend here, her name is Karen. And you'll notice they're pretty much all drawn like stick figures, because that's all he can draw. Stick Dog also has a friend named Mutt and a friend named Stripes, who of course has polka dots. This is a really funny story about the adventures of Stick Dog and his friends, and their epic goal is to find the perfect cheeseburger, because they love cheeseburgers. So this is the story of their hunt for the perfect cheeseburger. And if you like this one, there are several other Stick Dog stories in the series that will make you smile, that will make you laugh. So I hope you like these suggestions. Call us at the library or go online. You can reserve any of these titles and read them for yourself and get a great laugh. So see you soon.